Returns Day and welcome to Tales of Aether, where on previous sessions the shipbreakers have went to see Tepper's crew, the ancient arisen that Miles wanted to make his patron on Lamia. Um, you had a conversation with him, Tepes being rather enigmatic, as is common for all the reason. But you figured out that he was hinting to you that if you want his patronage, you need to do a bit more than just big muscle. Show the brains behind your brawn. And in rather convoluted way, you figured out that the best way to get enough attention to get on the trails of Funky Lightbrand is to go and kill one of the most dangerous monsters in the jungle without any preparation. You went, you saw, you conquered, and Dalo died. So that's the summary. Now, coming back to the session, and things are happening pretty fast, and time is important. So I'm going to take things slow, so that we don't miss anything. You've just slain the scale tyrant. The contents of its belly spilled from the jungle floor. The body of Dalo, heavily damaged, lying dead and moving. Small conflict brewing across your group as Bobby has his gun pointed at Miles. Time gets weird. Time tends to be weird. No? I say that time is a relative thing. And an hour with your loved one is not much time. A minute being chased by a lizard through the jungle is usually very long, and usually the last minute of your life. The moment before you die is set to last a lifetime. So, Dalo, tell me, the last moment, the final neurons in have ghosts of brains in Dalo's head, dying. What are the images and memories Dalo is going through?
What is going through his head initially is just the look of the sky in the plane of air, just looking up and thinking about this particular fight, and sort of a satisfaction with high adrenaline and excitement and feelings, sensations that he seeks for all the time. It makes him feel alive. And that's important to him. But there's this one thing that would nag him and is immediately comes to the forefront right after this image of the sky. So it would morph. And it's instead a picture of a lake, the same blue. And it's the somewhat distant acting family that he had when he was very young in the material plane. A small town, upper middle class family there, with a father who was very erudite and with him at the lake. And he's just fishing. And it's a very calm day. And it's a really nice environment. But the issue is that Dalu is watching from a distance rather than actually being the Dalu at that lake. And there's just a sense of missing out and frustration at these things that were not meant to be his. And then there's the exact same scene, but when him was conscious in a similar looking village that he went to when he first gained consciousness, and he was making company with similar serf like people, and a certain woman that had helped him get by, and he'd started getting his memories and his skills or talents back, we call them, including horse riding, some fishing, and he's sitting around a lake and so on. And he's enjoying himself, and he's thinking back now, actually holding the rod in his hand, looking at a lake with a different person that's helping him to his side, about how good he felt in that moment, and how it changed when he realized that a reason why it felt so good at the time was this. He thought he was meant to have that. And as he got some memories back and then realized an important factor, which was that they weren't his and they were someone else's, and an insatiable curiosity came over his mind about why. And he ended up not being able to just sit in that feeling, and it leads to why he left. And there's a scene of him just en route to the plane of air, a long and complicated journey, and he's just on a ship doing menial work on the way to the plane of air, and he's in his current state, the current state that's lying on the ground right now, not healthier when he originally traveled. And he's just irate, that completely irate, that he won't get there. He can't get that level of closure, and there's just a final lingering disappointment that unfortunately overshadows the current excelling in battle, the current group that he's with, and this satisfaction that he has, just like the time at the lake when he actually got some of those moments. And it's just overshadowed by this disappointment and anger, and it's a feeling of it going away too early, the chance to satiate that curiosity, get some closure. And yeah, he's in his head, he's sitting on a boat, a ship, an airship, on an open deck, in his current state, on a chair, looking out over the railing into just endless sky, plane of air. And he's traveling somewhere, and the ship isn't stopping, and he's in terrible shape and can't move, and he's just angry. And that's what's the kind of lingering last images in his head.
His images fade, as does the last spark of consciousness Al might had. Windle comes along, lays his hands on the body, and tries to give us some healing magic. Fails. Lens in the background picking up whatever things you need to pick up before you leave. Bobby, as wordless as he took it out, putting down his gun, picking up, cradling with his large metallic hands the almost visibly disintegrating body of Dalo, and facelessly in his metal mask turning toward Lance and goes, "We need to go now to the ship."
Can't. Too far for today. We can get parts of the way, well, most of it, but the rest needs to be tomorrow. Unless you think there's a way of getting him back that is reliant on it being today, then we can talk about it. But otherwise, we'll arrive tomorrow.
I don't know. I know there are some people that can do this, but it has to be minutes. I can't do it.
A verse suggestion. Do these balls they gave us preserve the corpse? Do we still have one?
You should have 2. No, you should have 4, because I think this is the first monster.
You have 1, right? Because we captured the Scaled Tyrant, I guess,
Yes.
in 1. Okay.
You should have had
So-
5 originally, I think.
Yeah.
Do they stop decomposition? Is that what we were told? Since
Slow it down.
they slow it down. I mean, it's still the best option.
I don't think it's enough. We should do it, but
Do you think if I get him back to the tank today, better? In our ship?
Can
Because
we do?
him, I can get alone. Anywhere. It's you guys that are the problem.
Go.
we need someone with powerful magic, and we need them in the next minutes. Can the vampires do anything like that?
I think you'll
They can
want the way
raise
they
him as
would
a
raise him.
thrall, and he won't have his
No.
personality. It's just... It's not the same.
DM, have I ever heard of anyone actually able of performing like a revivify, or what's it called? Revive? Any kind of revive? Magic,
Make
was
me no magic intelligence skill.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's very high roll. Yes, but you know that, you know, like the elders of your cult can perform the 1-minute resurrection, but they are basically the only ones who are gifted enough or have enough power vested upon them by the goddess says to do so. And looking at the current state of Dalo's body, you're not even sure that would be enough. There's too much there. You've read stories about more powerful magic. Takes 10 days, one that takes no time at all, one creates bodies from scratch. But those tales are on the level of there used to be dragons 500
Yeah.
years ago. There are great heroes, and I know some of their names, I know that some of them came back. But it's like these people talked to gods directly. They met gods and they faced gods. And while you can imagine finding a powerful wizard, finding a powerful cleric is much, much, much harder. And you
But I would
definitely
know.
don't know one
Yeah.
on the
Well.
plane of air that is not part of legend.
What about really the vampire undead kind of side of it?
Well, that's no life.
Well, with undeath, basically your options are if he gets brought back as a skeleton or as a zombie, then
It's not his.
they're not bringing back Dal. They're
Right.
just using his
Animating.
corpse to fill it with basically animating power.
Can they bring back like banshees, ghost, anything that has
It
a
is
conscience?
possible. Whites, for example, do have race, whites, banshees, ghosts. They generally don't have memories of their past life. They have skills of their past life, and they have strong personality bits of their past life. But in any case, there is a stamp of the way they died upon. You don't come back as a race unless you have really, 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 really bad feelings about your death.
Maybe Dadu has some. Okay.
So if somebody brought him back as a race, either it's gonna be a raceful, murderous, evil spirit, or it'll be a raceful, murderous, evil spirit under control of a vampire whom keeps it in check.
Got it.
I think I'd also be aware of the other thing I posted you in the Discord. If you can ping again.
Yeah. That's the thing I said basically your masters could do.
Oh, that's it. That's the one. Okay.
Yeah.
Lance, take him. Put him
Put
in
him where?
today. In the
Into the chamber?
revivification. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
my
And we'll
bad.
stay here.
I mean, it is plugged in. I don't know what I'm doing. Can I just put him in there? That's all I need to do? Close it up? Done?
Yeah.
No instructions
Make
needed?
sure it's on. And make sure it's bubbly.
Okay. I will see you all in approximately 5 minutes, I guess.
We
Okay.
stay here. Okay.
You stay exactly here, or I will not be able to find you, please. I will not find you if you leave this place.
We'll stay here.
I will shoulder what's left of Dalu, since I'm probably strong enough to manage that, I suppose. I mean, he must be
You
quite
can
light without
carry
all of the
what is
blood.
left of Dalo, yeah.
Yes. And
He is
I
an
will...
object.
He is
I
an
know.
object now.
That's why I can jump easily with him. And I will jump, I think 6 times is what it takes to get back to the ship. Which is why I told Bobby that 5 times will not suffice, because I only have 5 for today.
Oh yeah, you spent
Right, it does take...
you
how many
spent
kilometers?
one.
Yes, I spent 1. Oh, is it 50 kilometers per day?
50. Better jump.
Yeah, but I can't
Yeah, that's
jump.
6.
I cannot jump linearly. Yeah, that's a 6 because I can only jump to places I've been. So I technically have to jump this route here. So I don't think I could.
I think you basically won't be coming back in 5 minutes because you most likely can like appear somewhere at the entrance of the city at the end rather than conveniently in the ship with 5 jumps. So you will have to make your way through this somehow on foot or on cart.
Wait, 6
What you
jumps is
mean?
up to 300 kilometers. You get wiggle room.
He has 5 jumps.
I have. I mean, 1 second. When I'm jumping with Dalu, I have an unlimited amount of jumps.
Never mind then.
I am talking about jumping with the group. That is limited because because I spent one of those jumps.
Yes.
But Dalu, I can
did.
put. Yes, that I did, and that's why Dalu is in that chamber within 6 times 60 seconds, 6 times 6 seconds, half a minute, and then I have to put him in there. So probably within 45 to seconds to a minute, he is in that chamber. I'm closing it and I am turning it on until it does bubbly stuff.
You clamp or whatever his body inside fetal position, sitting down, and lock it up and press the one button that has showed everybody if you want to go sleep in the chamber. And there's a delay, and there's a sound that begins filling up with liquid, and his body kind of picks up as liquid, becomes suspended in it. I wish you could say looking peaceful, but it's looking anything but peaceful. And now that you look at his body,
I am. You know what? This is not Lance's strongest suit. I think he is just, he's making sure the liquid came up, and then he's like, "Okay, I'm a leave again. The winner can deal with this."
Okay, you don't look at it. You just
no. I
jump away.
was hard enough transporting this bloodless version.
As you jump away, you hear the opening of a door and somebody going, "Oh hey, you hoary fuck!"
I will jump right back for a second and I will tell Watanabe, whatever you do, do not touch it. We'll be back here tomorrow at the earliest, and Bruno will take a look at it. And you know what? Don't let Alsk in here. And if you can shield Kartoffel from getting in here, I'm not sure you can, then please do that too. If you lock it up from the outside or something. I don't think anyone wants to see this. Sorry, you had to.
Okay.
Yes. And then I'm gonna jump 6 times back to the rest of them. Okay. Let's go.
Alright.
And I will jump basically to the city entrance is what I think might work. We went through this here. Then we followed through here. Yeah, I think it's probably 1 hex shy of the city entrance is the likely path to be taken.
Okay.
So it's still probably a day out from the city or something. Or more or less. Or not quite, but something.
I mean, the city itself is not to scale like this part. Not 70, 80 kilometers long.
Yeah.
As you get to the gates, you kind of in the city, and then you need an hour or something to navigate to the docks and to your ship.
Sure. So, whatever you think.
Who are you talking to?
Taking everyone.
Oh.
No. I mean, now I can take everyone. It's just that we wouldn't be going to get into the chamber. And
you can take us where? What?
Close to the city gates. It'll still take us a bit to reach the city, but No more than a day, probably way less.
Fuck. I'm gonna heal some people. Here you can start your thing.
A reminder that you did have the rejuvenation device going on end of combat. You'll get Winnel back.
Oh,
So if you wanted, those of you who wanted to be within it, add what, like 10 hit dice worth of healing from it. At the cost of 1 strain per each die.
you go first.
I mean, Winnel had to go at least once.
So did I get 8 or is it rolling?
You roll your hit dice, so you roll 1d6.
Sucks.
It's not good healing. That's why it's device.
Yeah, I don't want any more of that. Well, I can have a lot of strain that I can take.
Is Bobby taking any?
I don't think Bobby can afford to take much.
No, Bobby
Doesn't
shouldn't.
have the system
He
strength.
has like 3 strain max.
Hmm. Okay, so I'll take some. How many more ticks there?
It works for a minute, so 9 more.
You can divide them amongst each other.
46, 66.
I'll take.
I don't know. 66
5.
Bobby. Well,
What are you taking for Bobby?
6. I don't think he can take 6.
He can't even take. He can't take maximum 3 if he hasn't been healed
I'm
yet.
healing him with
With a spell. Okay,
15.
Eh, hit it full.
I'll take.
It's good.
He's full.
Of course he's full!
He doesn't have HP. He has 3 con.
I don't know. He fared way better than I did.
Yes,
Yeah, I'll take 5 ticks off that thing.
I don't think I.
Oh, nice.
I'm pretty full actually, spell wise.
So I'm at 8 strain now.
What the fuck is this? How much can you take? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm healing you. Fuck this.
14.
66. 21 more. Healing myself.
Wait, you killed? That's me. That's for me.
Don't you want to take the other 4d6 first from the healing device, or can you not?
Good point. Good point.
Because they give Thor system strain, but it's free healing, you know. And I don't think healing is gonna matter, to be honest. But
Yeah, but
it's
I'm not taking any chances. 14,
Yeah.
18.
Well, you'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you jump as close to the city as you can and then travel for the rest of it. In relative safety of being this close to on the straight and narrow path. You reach the gates of Lamia almost at this distance. If you continue walking, like after dusk, you will reach it. 8 in the evening, like walking in darkness, the last hour or 2 of the way. But getting into the city, it gets much easier. For it has light and transportation and food you don't need. But by midnight, you definitely could find yourselves collapsing at the door of your ship or whatever.
I'll check the advance. Push the on button.
You mean you're going to the medbay?
Yeah, I'll come. I'll come with.
Making sure it's on.
At immediately at the ship there was Watanabe, who wasn't asleep. Oh, well, he was kind of like dozing off, and as you get into the ship, he gets up. There's Kartoffel curled in his lap, and like grabs her and like rushes towards you. Goes, I kept it closed. They came in. We're chilling here with Kartoffel, so
Good.
I assume like some of you stay behind to explain maybe something to Watanabe or whatever. Winnow,
I don't want to go in there, so yes.
Winnow, you like take the key from Watanabe and unlock the door to the med bay. Open the door and see the chamber filled to the brim with water or whatever liquid it is filled with. There is no corpse inside. All that is inside the chamber is slightly glowing, fist-sized orb.
In the tank?
In the tank.
What the fuck?
Come closer and peer inside and see that it is not an orb or not a physical orb, nor is it just a ball of light, but rather an incredibly dense, spherical, magical formula of some kind.
Formula?
Yes, a magic circle, a spherical magical circle. Except not just a sphere, it's like a whole onion of a magic circle. Densely packed, overlapping, barely legible, and definitely of no nature that you recognize.
Do you mind trying to explain?
I'll get the others.
I don't want to go in there.
Lance, I'm gonna trust you that you did your job. And you have to trust me that you can come in now. I don't know what this is.
I'll walk in that case. I swear I put him in there. He was completely whole, and I turned it on, and the water came all the way up. I looked, the door was closed, and then I left.
Yeah, I think it's what they call foolproof design. Don't think you're a fool. But that's magic, right, Lance? That's magic? Gotta be magic.
Does it look like magic, though? Like a whole lot of magic?
It looks like magic, yeah.
That,
It looks like
that
no
has-
magic you've seen before, but it looks like magic.
that has an eerie glow. Haven't seen anything quite that glowy, I think.
Well, can you try perhaps to scan that with your thingamajig?
It's a bioscanner, not a magic scanner, but sure, I'll try to scan.
Make me a medicine check. Or heal over.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, okay. Terrible. The one thing, even with such a failed roll, you see because you can't not see, is last time you were checking Dalo, you were doing so with, contemporary device. And you have records of those readings. You remember that strange, especially with testing his blood, like high percentage of a natural airplane occurring gas of nitrogen, and a lot of what you expect, kind of like in the body to be like carbon, calcium. I don't know what body is exactly composed of. I'm gonna stop here. But there was also like 5% other unrecognized element that your original device said. As you're carrying him again, it was a Slavic medkit and a Slavic chamber. It gives you the contents of this verification chamber. The liquid is irrelevant. It's a neutral saline solution base. And it gives you almost the full extent of the previous reading, minus what you remember Dalu having has lost after his trip to the belly of the beast. The nitrogen is almost completely missing, but that's irrelevant. And then those 5 last percent are also missing. But the Slavic device, having read and analyzed your previous reading, identifying that element and translating basically previous reading into 5% Aether, which is currently missing. And I'm not talking about Aether, which is the name of the sector with an A. I'm talking about Aether, starting with an E. For all intents and purposes, whatever Dalu's body was has dissolved in this chamber. Almost all of it has.
What would I know about Aether? Is it like?
Do you mention this out loud?
Yeah.
You make me a no magic intelligence skill check. Lens, make me a teleportation intelligence skill.
And Miles, you can go suck on a potato.
I mean, Miles, if you wanna make me a no intelligence skill check, go for it. But your DC is high because it's not no magic.
Yeah, I won't.
Think harder and. You test.
I think when you gave someone else control of lands, you took him away from me. Because I don't see him anymore. I see the Fable and the Graphfire, and he was in the same category.
Yeah, I accidentally removed it from the journal. Oh, yeah, I see what I did. I removed the wrong person from that. There you go. Apologies about it.
No problem. Oh, it automatically rolls with con. Sorry, it's a 8.
Mm-hmm. All right, so both of you have heard about Aether. You learn specifically because of how it relates to sorcerers of your particular skills. You, Winnow, apparently know a lot about magic based on your roles. So laymen often confuse scientific names for magic, terms for magic, with what they believe magic to be. People just, like in modern life, people think that, I don't know, Xerox is a copier or whatever. People here think that, well, Aether is magic, right? Just Aether is magic. There. Not quite. Like other substances, magic has phases. The gaseous, kinda gaseous magic is the most common, the one that's everywhere, the one all of you sorcerers and spellcasters use to recover your innate arcane pool every day, is the one that most devices use to recharge, the one that quartz absorbs to become fuel and batteries for the ship. Gets a lot more complicated when you try to get magic into like liquid state, because it requires a lot more magic and usually a binding solution. So that's generally the kind of magic you meet in a holy spring or whatever. And the solid state of magic is conceptually possible, but that bracelet you found in the Slavic ruin is the first example of it that you've actually seen. Aether is weird. It is supposedly a state of magic, and there are both facts and rumors about it. The fact is that whenever any spellcaster utilizes any magic that results in real teleportation or transmission of information over incredible distances, teleport, sending, the spellcaster generates a minuscule amount of this state of magic to use for the burning of the spell. And you, Lance, people with your particular skills theoretically do so every time they jump, because your teleportation is true teleportation compared to pseudo teleportation like Misty Step. The theories about Aether vast. One of them is that there is just one unit of Aether that exists, and whenever a spellcaster does such magic, they take a piece of that unit. Another theory is that there is, again, just one Aether, but it exists everywhere at the same time. That it is more than planar travel. The Aether exists in a state even more than this 4D, 5D planar travel universe. But the point is, when you take Aether, go from point A to point B, the Aether in point A is the same very Aether that is in point B. So for the purpose of teleportation, casting magic, you're not going anywhere. It's the same Aether. And that is how it works. And that is also why non-living creatures aren't capable of true teleportation. But that's just a theory. A magic theory.
A magic theory.
But in any case, Aether will be involved in teleportation, in standing. There's theories that the Ice Stone device you have somehow captures that Aether to send a message across planes. Plane shift, like personal plane shift, would require a piece of Aether.
Okay, this just blows my fucking mind.
Alright, while your brain
There
is
was-
blown, as you standing around this chamber, thinking what the fuck is going on, let's go to a different time, slightly different space. As the being that used to be dull finds its spirit disconnecting from its body and soaring above the glade, rising towards the skies of Lamia. I am not aware of what kind of religion or belief Dalu might have had. It's a general rule that after death souls go to the god's domain. However, the last memories that the creature known as Dalu has had the moments before its death do not disappear. They are not overwritten by the fact of this afterlife ascension. They are still present there, very strong. Rising high and higher up, you see the skies of Lamia, and you see little ghost lights streaking from the skies, like plucked, and streaking towards a pillar of light that seems to rise from the island. A distant, a narrow pillar of light. It is quite beautiful, almost mesmerizing in its appearance. Those little lights like moss to a flame flittering towards that pillar. Start hearing sound of drums, sound of large drums, and you feel yourself drawn, not upwards, but towards that pillar, inexorably, unwillingly drawn toward. You feel cold, clammy touch upon yourself. Look down to gaze into distorted, horrifying face of a race clinging to you. As another one wisps around you and grabs you by the other hand. You're surrounded by a cloud of spirits clinging to you with their cold touch and whispering, "Stay with us, suffer like we suffer, be bound to this land!" And you feel the spirits dragging you towards that pillar of light. No longer beautiful, but cold, clammy, and dank. And you feel something yank you by the back. And you're falling, dragged to the earth of Lamia, leaving the spirits behind. Faster and faster and faster, until you pass through trees and earth and buildings, and stop and see yourself in the mad bay of the fable, staring at your corpse in a chamber filled with liquor. as a silvery cord of energy comes from that corpse and ends somewhere in your back. The corpse looks almost semi-translucent. Duydun mu?
Can I like look around and look at my hands?
You look around. Then, I mean, it is a ship, you recognize it. Though it all seems to have a slight, like a filter. Like everything is based in this silverish light. You look down at yourself and there's no real self. There's just wisping gathering of hundreds of semi-translucent bluish silvery tethers with a point of blue light suspended in the middle of it. As you think about looking at your hands, you see some of those tendrils come from your body and shape hands.
Do I see anybody around the med bay of the ship?
No.
After a moment, I just sort of lean in at this weird looking orb in my corpse and just look at my corpse up and down. And
you just see like pieces of your flesh sliding off your bones and just disintegrating in them.
After a moment, I just look at that orb and Dalu sort of thinks about something similar he's seen and puts his hand on this weird other tether that is floating beside him, connecting to his back.
Yeah, it is. The way it moves is as if it was in the water, except it's not. You know, it's
floating
and
around.
Now that a significant part of your corpse is dissolved, you see that the other end of this tether connects to this orb.
So I kind of form a hand and grasp that tether, and then start to furiously just pull on it like a rope, and then start going towards my body in the chamber until I'm on my body, and I just sort of keep yanking at it through the flesh till my hands are touching that orb, and I reach for it and rather emotionally, furiously just climb.
You yank on the tether and pull yourself forward, and hand passes through the orb. As you yourself just pass through the pulses.
I kind of futilely try over and over again, and then sit in the same space of where that where the corpse is, and sort of just sit in the same spot, and like assume the same position, and just kind of somewhat desperately make limb movements, so my hand is in the position that the hand of the corpse is, and then I'll lift my hand up and try to make the corpse hand move.
The corpse hand.
Do we see any of this?
You're not even there yet.
Oh, okay.
I follow the tether towards my back and see where it connects.
Can you just feel it join with the very same tethers that create you, form you?
Mm-hmm. Can I find a reflective surface and see if I can look at myself?
Winel, are there any mirrors in the medway?
Maybe the glass of the revivification chamber, because otherwise it's pretty bare bones, I would say.
Don't doctors usually have one? That's a good question.
It's half bunny, half sleeping third medbay.
They have utensil that have maybe mirrors.
Yeah.
I'll float over like a medical tool that has like a reflective surface on it. and just
Lots
see
of
if I
shiny
see something.
things.
Yeah, you float over such device and you just see this swirling torrent of translucent tendrils that are you just like tapering off at the end, and another orb of blue light suspended within those tendrils.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think what Dalu would do, he just holds this tether in his hand, or hand, whatever his hand is, and then go back and forth of just sort of sitting in front of the chamber and holding that tendril and futilely trying it again, like going to his corpse, trying to interact with it. So he's just going back and forth, just sitting, waiting, observing, thinking, trying to think of something, and then going and trying and failing.
You do that, watching with growing panic as the remaining of your body disintegrates more and more until just that one orb remains tethering itself. You don't know how much time has passed until a door opens. See Winnow walk into this room, slowly at first, and rush towards the chamber and start furiously checking it. He himself being kind of based in a strange light. Here, you see him call out, Miles comes in, and then shortly after lands, they start arguing about something. Then we know fiddles with his device, looks at the chamber, looks at the device. They start talking about something, like pointing at the device, and he and Lance talk about something.
Mhm. I think Dalu would just float and listen, looking occasionally at where the body once was and being confused. And now, like he's just thinking about what that orb could be, having some guesses, and not sure what to think. He's floating, looking at the party. Occasionally sits over that orb, tries to interact with it. But yeah.
Everybody's on the phone.
I mean, I'm not the one who knows magic, and this for me is already an anomaly. But Miles can go like, Dalu used to have a lot of smelly farts. Good thing he can't hear us. Yeah, I'll kind of elbow Lance and point.
At what?
To what, yes? To what are you pointing at?
This doesn't happen normally, does it? Like, bodies don't just dissolve into whatever this is.
I mean, don't think so. I'm not a doctor around here, but I would hard bet on a no. But then again, it does.
But you are magic savvy.
That's a bit of a stretch, to be quite frank. I had other things in mind when I was at the academy. Schoolwork wasn't one of them, to be quite frank. I do remember a few things, the ones that they drilled into you over and over again. But other than that,
Don't teleport into a wall.
I'm more on the practical side than on knowing jack shit about magic, to be frank. But I mean, it fits, right? It fits the story we heard. Fits very well, quite frankly. When I said this is Aether, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. If he's, or if Dalu was a failed astral projection, or whatever it was exactly, that usually involves Aether, like all teleportation or long-range transmission. It makes a lot of sense that this is involved here, but I don't. So, in my understanding, this is probably the core of the spell that created Dalu, if it was just a spell. I don't know why it's left over, or if you could use this again, or.
Wait, could you?
No. Like I said, I have an intuitional approach to teleportation. And lots of practical experience. This is very different. I am one plane teleportation, yeah? This is not that kind of deal. I don't know jack shit about it. And to me it's intuitive, not like that.
Okay, I'd say the extent of magic that Lance would have seen in Academy, because I think how early, relatively, he dropped out, would be like normal, boring, two-dimensional magical circles.
Yeah, not
Forget
this.
3D, and this is not even 3D. This is like fucking Tesseract.
Okay.
On the other hand, I do feel like if you find a true arcane expert, there's more that could be done with this. But you'd need a really talented wizard. They happen to know somebody like that at the academy, Dan.
I mean, you assume that the most talented wizard at the academy would be the headmistress,
Yeah, she knows a bit, like a thing or two.
but it's like you might have seen her like like twice a year, opening ceremony, closing ceremony.
And that was a simulacrum. If that wasn't her,
I mean,
Who knows?
young, elvish-looking woman with fiery red hair and like traces of red dragon scales on her forearms and around her face.
We could take this to
Should know
the
the
academy.
name if I remember it. But... her name was Nova Vermilion.
Oh, that's not who I was expecting.
What?
It was not who I was expecting. It's only been 100 years. We could take this to the academy.
we probably.
I would never really
that's-
volunteer that, going to the academy. But I'm not sure where you'll find someone more apt for looking at this.
Love the thought, love the process. They really want to win off that phone. So maybe let's take a 5-minute break, until he's done, because otherwise we're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, okay, be right back.
us back on. Yeah. As you are talking about this, you can like hear a bit of like, oh shit, and the door like slightly opens and Kartoffel squeezes into the room and kind of goes to jump on Miles or Lance or something, and then just stops, stares at the chamber, and her hair go raises her wing and just at the chamber like full defense mode.
Directly
okay.
at the chamber or slightly to the side?
At the chamber.
It's alright, Kartoffel, it's alright. It's just some sort of magic. Nothing to be scared.
Kieran, since I was the one who told you to maybe, how do I say this tactfully, to invite Kartoffel onto the ship. These ones are capable of seeing invisible things, if I remember correctly. She's seeing something, and I don't think it's what we're seeing.
Are you seeing... You can only answer yes or no.
Kartoffel just going, you know, like full on like
Is it dangerous?
she's not responding. She's like slowly backing away, and like she's just like focused on a spot in space which is empty. Dalu, the folks around you are. You see their mouths open and like closed. They're arguing about something. When you're kind of brought out of your reverie by hearing a sound of a hissing and then vocalizing cat as you lift your sensory organ up and see Kartoffel looking not past you, but at the ball above you, the space where you are cuddled at the bottom of this chamber.
After like a brief hesitation, I think I will try. And so I see that Kartoffel's like doing a kind of, you know, backing into a corner movement, like a lot of acting big, backing away, hissing. So there'll be a moment of hesitation, and then I'm going to try and make these bunch of threads form as close as I can to a humanoid shape. And then maybe some like identifying features, such as just the shape of the hair.
What are
Or
Dalu's
son.
most identifying features?
His sniper rifle.
Like 5 rifles were hanging around. Ah, that's Dalu.
Make
So-
me a mental saving throw.
Mental save? Okay. Mm-mm.
You can like focus on your own shape, and there's still like no texture, no substance. But you at least managed like a head with 4-digit-ish arms and sort of a half torso.
2 legs, and then I hesitate and go, oh, there should be a third leg. Yeah.
Legs are a bit hard. Like the bottom half of you just can't seem to take
Mhm.
shape.
Sure. Well, after I do that, I'm gonna try and just do a calming motion. My
Do you stay where you are? Do you like come close a little bit?
I stay where I am immediately for now. I do like a calming motion with my hands, and then after after a minute, I'll slowly inch forward, if possible.
You're all like, Kartoffel, what is wrong? What do you see? Kartoffel is going. And at some point just goes and just jump 180 out of the room.
Okay. What? How does Kartoffel work again? What can she see? What?
Invisible things, usually.
It's more than just invisible things. I mean, you studied magic. You know why most wizards have cats as their familiars, right? Because cats can see the colors of magic. Everybody knows that.
Sure.
Yeah, that's why we have her.
My sense thing, would I be able to develop a Kartoffel sense?
You can try, I'd say. Expand the spell.
Yeah. This one?
And let's go with use magic intelligence.
Oh, that's a good one. Because it has to be high. Fucking so many points into this
Not
thing.
no, use magic.
Yeah. No, use magic has to be 3 for level 4 spells.
That's what I meant.
Oh, fucking fuck roll.
It's still a 9. You cast that spell upon yourself, and like you see as Window's eyes go, they're just like sheen of like magic passing all over them, and you use the lights of the room and like wash away and dim, and you gaze upon a ghostly half torso tethered to the orb in the chamber doing this.
Is he doing like the creepy crawl? Or
Yes.
We know 180 out of the room.
No, This is scary and fascinating at the same time.
As the bunnies, by the way, are fine. The bunnies are like just chilling. Bunnies don't care. The bunnies are stupid.
Well, I wanna get closer to really inspect this whatever I'm seeing.
What is it you see?
A shape? Something attached to the body?
What shape?
Half a body?
Which half?
with
Left
arms?
half or right half?
I mean, it's connected to whatever's in there. I'll get closer.
Now you see Winnel suddenly start inching towards your location.
Do I hear things, by the way?
No.
I don't hear anything. Okay. If I've noticed Windle, I'm gonna. He starts to try and rather vigorously communicate, making just at the start random shapes. Where he's making movements with his hands.
So with your hands, or is your whole thing shape shifting?
Okay. Actually,
Are you turning into
Um,
letters?
that's what I was just thinking.
Is it more?
Dan, can I form myself into the word high?
High, as in 4 letters or 2 letters?
2 letters. 2 letters.
Make me another mental saving throw.
Okay. All good.
You see the half torso just kind of like fall apart into this blob of just like wisping tendrils clustered around a glowing orb, and then kind of begin to squirm and a really wispy high HI floating sort of there around it.
What I really want to know is, did he spell it like from his perspective,
Yes.
HI and I see IH?
Yes.
That's what I really wanted to know. Guys, it said I or hi, depending how you look
It
at it.
said
Oh my god.
Is that Dalu? Is he trying to tell us to communicate? Dalu, is that you?
I assume I don't hear anything.
you don't. No, you just
I
see
just-
Miles violently
Yeah.
gesticulate.
I attempt to reform into the word or the letter D for the sake of ease.
Make me another mental save.
Easy peasy. Yeah.
The shape in front of you, we know, loses shape again, and then reforms into like half an O.
Now it's half an O or a reverse C or. It's really hard to tell, but it's something, and it's telling us something. Can you hear us?
I form it. I go general humanoid wispy form and then shake my head back and forth.
I mean, why would you do that if you cannot hear them?
Well, he went like this.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
okay, fair enough.
Yeah, he went like this.
I see the shaking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really weird because like when the head shakes, like the blue orb kind of goes, and it's like a delay as like the orb goes first and the wisps follow it.
So the orb in the chamber that everybody can see moves
No.
as well. Okay.
In the chamber is the spell orb.
Okay.
There's a tether coming from that spell that
Yeah.
goes to that wispy figure, which itself has an actual small blue glowing orb in the core of it.
Shit.
So it's a spell orb connecting by a rope to a ghost orb. Oh, whatever.
Holy shit.
Unholy shit.
Get something to write. Fast.
Right, okay, sure. I will teleport away and come back in a fraction of a second with something else.
Because I don't
Right
take
on.
notes. I can't hear, but apparently you can see. So, or let's call him Dalu, I guess.
What do you want to call him then?
I'm gonna nod. Yeah, no, I can't hear. Fuck. No, ignore that. Of course, I can't hear him. So.
So what, guys? What do we know? Want to talk to? Or,
Well, first ask if it's Dalu. Apparently, you're still
who else?
you're still confused about
I'm
this.
I'm asking if are you Dalu?
I transform with a sniper rifle.
That would be yes. The most definite yes you could give.
It said sniper rifle. It's definitely Dalu.
Well, then tell him to come back here and stop dolly-dallying.
Can I? You said that there was a ghostly trail on my hand and body, right? Can I see that also?
You mean your body?
Yeah, when I move, is there a somewhat trail behind?
There's a tether that connects you to the spell orb.
Yeah.
And it's more like the translucent tendril body that you currently consist of moves with delay to the glowing orb inside of you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I know. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna float near to Winnel, and I'm gonna get the longer tether that is between me and the orb, and I'm going to start sort of using it and shaping words, making little loops with it, right? And I'd like to, if that works, make the word shrike with a question mark and point to the orb and shrug.
Which orb?
The orb in the chamber.
Okay.
Do I see Shrike? Question mark?
Sure.
He said Shrike? Question mark. Why would he say that?
What? He
Perhaps
said
he
what?
lost his memories before we faced the scale tyrant.
Does he want us to go to the Shrike?
I'll scribble you. Do we need to go to the Shrike? We encountered a different beast that unfortunately swallowed you. Don't cry. So the question is, do you want us to go to the Shrike?
So if I can, I'll do one like word at a time slowly. I'm like rearranging this little tether, trying not to break it
the
if
tether,
I can.
it's like again, the tether moves like it's in water. So technically, if you give it shape, it remains there for some time. So he's basically like making like neon signs in this glowing tether rope.
Pretty much.
That like
Yeah,
slowly
that's exactly.
like float away after like 30 seconds.
So yeah, one word at a time, really slowly. I'll write out no, and then a slight pause, then shrike, orb, similar, question mark, and then while they're thinking about it, I'll be writing out I don't know what's going on, just slowly in the background.
Okay, right. Okay, hang in there. So he's saying, do I see the similarity? Like you said, a blue glowing orb. Is it indeed similar to the Shrike and maybe even the bugs that had the blue glow?
I mean, they are both orbish, they're both blue, and they're both glowing. But his orb is like, hey, I'm a will-o-wisp, or whatever. Shrike orb was, as far as you can tell, after the corpses you found, were some kind of magical pearls.
Mm.
I'd even argue that while like the Tarask, not Tarask, the Shrike orb was like obviously blue, like deep blue. His feels more like light blue, and like the light in the middle of it is like the middle of the orb looks white, and it's actually, like the outside of the orb where like the light dims a little bit, that looks bluish.
Mm. Okay. Guys, what do you think? If would Ilono maybe, I don't know, could he be helpful right now? He knows a lot about artifacts and maybe technology and
Doesn't hurt to ask, right? Don't think.
I mean, or is it even dangerous if everybody knows we have a magic ghost thing?
If you're worried about
mean-
that, we can leave and take Eloni with us like we said we would.
That's actually a good idea.
Not going to be telling anyone then.
Yeah, that's actually good.
Is Tal frozen, or is he holding a very sarcastic face?
He is very frozen. I don't think that's a sarcastic face. But it is a good one to take a screenshot.
I'm definitely screenshotting that.
Who?
Tal.
Oh, Tal.
This is really
Oh
text?
yeah. Shit. Oh, I could have done it too. Nice catch.
Al, hello? Hello, Tal?
Hello.
Lovely.
Nothing.
Now
Lovely
we can't hear
indeed.
anything. Oh, okay. Lucky.
It's weird in the middle of all of it.
Talking about orbs.
I'm sure he's doing that.
Yeah, we were planning on taking a
Oh, right,
for a
Ilona.
ride and then getting his help, but that's more mid long term or the fuck.
Dalu,
Mhm.
as you are like trying to make a gate with your friends, and going through the memories of yourself, there is still the memory of you trying to fly off into the afterlife, or whatever that was, and then that pillar of light deep in the Lamian jungle, and scores of wraiths and specters and poltergeists all swarming the skies. And Now that you think about it, you get a feeling that other souls that were constantly dying on Lamia because it's fucking Lamia could not live. They're being plucked out of the sky and added to the maelstrom before they could leave this plane, basically. And that's how it works.
Right.
Your soul goes to another plane. Called the farm.
Yeah.
I was a good one, caught me off guard.
Fuck. Any ideas?
We could also make him promise that he doesn't tell, I guess.
Does he know your dirty little secret?
Mine?
Hmm.
Yes, I think so.
Well,
It's not dirty, by the way, it's just a secret.
yeah, but he knows it could be, you know, if he snitches, you do the. It's important you snap because for effect. And then
But what would I be snapping?
yeah, you
you
snap your
haven't
fingers
snapped-
and you're
And
wherever
then what?
he is hiding.
Oh yes, that's definitely what I can do, yes.
Yeah, he doesn't know that.
If he knows a thing or two about magic, he might, by the way.
But
Depending on
I
where
think
he studied.
it's more because I'm out of my depth here.
Yeah. I'm like, I think my depth would be I stepped in a puddle once as a kid, and right now we're over some fucking deep ass magic trench, so definitely out of my depth as well. But if he I honestly doubt he knows enough.
But
I'd ask him anyway.
He has the device to. If I can get you to see what I see, maybe his device can. He saw right through my disguise. Maybe that can also help with this. I don't know.
How about we get him here and we have him promise very, very hard that he won't tell anybody what he saw.
Yeah, let Bobby get that promise because he's the bounty hunter, you know.
Used to be, yeah.
Ooh. Okay, you do that. I'm just updating the Dalu spirit, the DS. Getting a Lonu. We'll figure something out. How are you? Are you okay? Good question. I know.
He
You're doing
probably is just floating there. Yeah, just with a little shrug.
He's
just
so
floating
and so. He says so and so. Rough day. Would I? I think. Usually, my job is to move on. And
You might stay quiet there, just like
Alice here. Can he hear us?
It's like underwater all of a sudden.
Hello, Tal? We don't hear you if you hear us.
Maybe the.
Oh my god.
Things?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Go. Okay. But I miss.
Oh.
everything!
nothing.
We raised them. You died. We traded you.
Yeah, Maz has sold his soul.
This is mutiny.
Yes.
Do you have any idea what could stop him from moving on? Because I'm concerned, like, if we have, if he's stable in his condition, or if he's about to poof out on us. If anything needs to be done to, I don't know, put a box on him or something. I don't know.
Um, um, so you've been kind of like watching this spell orb for like a while, and you don't see any further deterioration in its state. You think the shell, the construct, has disintegrated, maybe partially because it was missing something, nothing was holding it together. But the spell itself feels fairly stable. You're not sure how long term this is gonna be, but you're also not really sure how you could stabilize it further.
Okay, but now that you mention it, I have the idea of transferring this tether. Well, I'm gonna say that out loud. Yeah. Okay, so there's a tether to this body, which is broken, but he's still here. What if we had a new body?
And how are you gonna connect it?
That's the $1 million question. Maybe I mean, this is so fucking advanced. Maybe it'll even connect itself if there's a similar body that's made for him.
And where exactly would you find that?
Didn't we say that the revivification chamber could essentially build an entire body? Because we thought about it for Bobby. Say again, please.
A human body, yes.
A human body, okay. Fuck.
I mean, the chamber is kind of holding whatever Dalu's physical body contained from. You don't know what's gonna happen if you were to, I don't know, let's say, fill it up with missing stuff. But this chamber definitely was not built for creating constructs. That's
okay.
100%. You're not sure how it's gonna interact with Dalu because he's fucking weird.
Okay, we can drive any human body.
Are you calling in any reinforcements or?
Calling in, I don't know.
I think we can just give him a call to please come over as fast as he can. I suppose Miles would probably be the one doing that. Not me. Oh. Did you read that, Dan? He's talking to Shani on the phone because she's stuck and he might have to go pick her up.
Well, somebody else can get Illuno, I guess. Miles is in shock or something. Is he drinking again?
Um, every time you guys keep a session, I am reminded of how little life I have. That's way too much time on you guys. Somebody calls alone, right? Somebody calls alone.
Yep.
I know we're having this weird 2.5
Yeah,
person session, but we do need to have it. Yeah, we call Ilonu. I assume you don't explain to him in many details. You're just like, hey, Ilonu, come over
No.
here very quickly.
it's important, yes. And then we'll have.
He does, however, come over fairly quickly, like about 14 minutes. Dressed. Actually dressed. He does dress before he comes over.
We also told him to bring his device. I don't know if it's gonna help.
Which device?
The one he saw my disguise with.
Ah,
Like, I don't know if that's invisible thing.
okay.
Anything he can see stuff with.
Sure.
I imagine he has like many gadgets.
Maybe he does. Yeah, sure. He comes over, going. Are we ready to leave?
Not exactly.
Okay.
I'm gonna, receive him at the entrance. I hope you didn't bring everything just yet, but we can pick that up later. It's a different.
I told servants to pack it up and start moving it.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. It can stay here. That's not the issue.
Okay, so apparently
So-
Shani took the wrong train, but I'm not going to pick her up yet.
We're gonna let her suffer.
Well, yeah. No, but she's taking another train, and then we'll see what happens. So it's only in a half an hour. We'll see.
Hello, it's your turn. It's your turn to convince Ilonu to never tell a soul of what he's about to see.
What am I about to
What's
say?
That was not in character.
no? But what? I'm sorry. Just like, where were we? Like we're
Hold
trying
on.
to.
We
For-
called Ilonu to get an expert opinion or someone else who can see magic and that kind of deal, and maybe get an idea of it.
And he's not supposed. We want to tell him not to tell anyone about this. Like, make it clear.
Well,
Miles?
are we right in front of him? Right.
He basically just arrived at the door. Yes.
Hello.
Hi, Ilonu. We would like you to have a look at something and have your professional assessment.
So I've been
However,
told.
yes. However, discretion is of utmost importance, and I trust you to keep whatever you see here to yourself and only to yourself. Can I have that
Oh,
from you?
right. Sound ominous. Sure, I'll keep everything I see here to myself and only to myself.
I can talk people, but I can't tell the people. Can I see if he's lying?
Make me an insight check.
Yeah. What's that? Wisdom?
Yes. Largest wisdom.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's not bad.
He seems spooked, but curious and forthcoming.
All right then.
He hasn't lied to you even once that you know of.
Right. That I know of. Yeah, I walk him in.
He walks in. Why
Right,
are
so-
you waterboarding a spell inside of the chamber?
Ah, see, I think that's Dalu. Let me explain. So we've gone for a day trip to bring back the Skilled Tyrant, and we have defeated it, but in so it has mostly digested Dalu. We then made our way here as fast as possible to try and put whatever remained of him in that chamber. After a while, when we came back to see, this is what we were confronted with. A little bit more information is that he can put it well. He can see something tethered to that magic orb, which is most definitely communicating with us, and we are 99.9% sure that that is Dalu's consciousness. From what I understand, which is very limited. Admittedly, I do not know anything about magic nor medicine.
Well, one thing I can assure you of, Dalu is definitely not a clone of me or anybody else, because then there would be a bit more fleshy bits floating in the chamber over there.
Right.
Why would Dalu being digested result in this? There's a spell inside of Dalu? Dalu is a spell? Dalu is a living spell.
Something like it. Yeah, I think.
Wasn't human. That's for
But it 100% has a soul.
Well, souls are a complicated topic.
I'm just saying it definitely has one.
How are you
Because there's
saying
a simple rule to telekinetic practice. Whatever you can manipulate with telekinetic forces is soulless. Whatever you can't has a soul. Quality of soul is a different question, but yeah.
Alright, so how are you observing Dalu's soul? And why is it still here?
Now you
Uh,
froze down, at least for me.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Only for me.
Right.
Okay, my bad.
But take a screenshot. I'm not the only one who should take this abuse.
Yeah, but you're the only one who's gonna be added to our list of emojis.
That's a good emoji.
No, you're wrong there. No, hold on. You forgot then about.
Yeah,
Look.
making it an emoji.
No,
Doubt.
you forgot about this one. Well, I'll show you. Forgot about this one.
I mean, that's not a photo, that's oh, that's
what?
a meme.
Since when?
Yeah, that's a meme. That doesn't count.
I don't remember.
That's
I don't remember
libel. Hearsay.
Was that
Objection.
related to was that related to Igor, or what was that related to?
Yes.
I think so. Okay, let's go move past.
I think so. I can't remember.
Okay, so the cat saw something, and I borrowed the cat's eyes, and I obviously have Kartoffel's eyes, pretty much. Nobody commented, but okay. And I can see it as well. Do you have any devices that could help you?
Speaking of which, I don't believe we have been introduced. I'm Melono, and you are...
Oh. I thought you could.
No,
I
he's
thought
the ship's
so.
doctor.
Well, yeah. Anyway, I heard you have things you can see magic with. Is that true?
Yes, I
little
have an
Invisibility, maybe?
identifying monocle. Yes, identifies magic.
Can you see if it tells you anything?
About the spell orb?
Yeah, or the thing beside it?
Could you
There is
make me
something-
see it, please? I would like to very much. Thank you.
I can try. Okay, I'll try to do that. Is that a roll or?
No, it's a spell. 10,000 senses, right?
Yeah, but previously it was a roll because it was.
Yeah, use
Uh,
magic.
wasn't-
No, you figured out how to do it, so you don't need to do
Okay,
it. You
okay.
can recast it on everyone if you want.
Yeah, then I'll cast it on everyone. Yeah, everyone but Bobby, I guess.
Bobby's not here. He is sulking somewhere.
Yeah, that's
In the
why,
engine room.
'cause I'm
Yeah,
also
he's currently
out
in the
of
workshop, and he kind of like has a mag like pistol slug in the vice, and he has like grinder, and he's like.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah. So you cast the spell.
Mm-hmm. 3
Okay,
times.
yeah. Then goes. Oh. Hello there.
General Kenobi.
It can only see you, not hear you.
Hmm.
We have this drawing board if you want to communicate, but
I have one of my own. Anything something.
of course you
Notepad.
have a whiteboard with you.
So I can write hello. Possible sibling.
It's best if you.
So
yes
you are
or
a
no?
ghost now.
I guess.
Do you have a mirror anywhere?
The captain has one when he does his fabulous hair. He has a really big.
I probably have some somewhere. I'll bring it. I'll go and bring the mirror that I have when I do my hair.
Try touching that mirror, please. Ghost Dalu.
I touched the mirror.
Touch the mirror. And where like your tendrils come in contact with it. The mirror like ices over, like a window in winter.
Like condensation all over.
No, not condensation,
Or is
but
it? No.
Crystallization.
Well, frosty is ice on it, yeah.
Yeah, frost, like rime frost.
I try and utilize that to maybe communicate better.
Yeah. Best part, it's not mirrored.
It's not mirrored as well.
Yeah.
Nice. I write out.
I still have to do really big letters because it's kind of hard to write in frost, but
Sure. I write out. I don't know what's going on. Happened suddenly.
This is too creepy for me to be
Flew
quite frank.
around. Not sure what to say.
I can write out. Have you felt? Did you? Why did you not go to the afterlife?
Excuse
Do
me?
you have strong feelings
So-
of hatred, wrath, or attachments to unfinished business?
Yes. Big letters. And I'll do like a little comma and say, but got pulled by this, and I'll hold up with this tether, just sort of awkwardly let it float around, and then the orb, point to the orb.
I've heard about earthbound spirits, but they're usually bound to a place of their demise or something memorable to them, not to their spell body. Which again, I don't understand quite why that would be his body, or why the death of his body would lead to that. That was definitely not in any of the series we have discussed when we were talking why we are so alike and whether we're a clone of each other and what our memories do. But that does explain why he doesn't bleed, I guess. Right, ghost. I mean, I would generally advise Dr. Cleric. Ghosts are a type of undead. I don't know. I'm a doctor. I'm a biologist. I don't know about magic. I don't think you can resurrect ghosts. I think you can like fulfill their desire, their attachment, and then they can go to the heaven. Which Dalu, what unfinished business do you have?
Complicated.
Well, that's not being very helpful.
He's very keen about meeting the rest of his lookalikes, and
Still, what surprises me is why did he become a ghost? It's not enough to just have strong attachments. There needs to be. Miles, you know that ghosts usually form on like hollow land, tainted by necromancy. There needs to be attachment, the body needs to be unburied, but Lamed doesn't have that high level of background necromantic energy. We've got undead in the jungles, but they're usually fleshy undeads. They don't get ghosts in the neighborhood.
what if I mean, Dalu was regarded as a construct that was unique by the fact that he had
A what?
consciousness.
No. The previous part is a construct.
Yes, Dalu was a unique and regarded as a construct
By who?
by the golem that we were in the facility. So
that's the secret you were keeping from me. You might
One
want
of
to
them.
explain this part if you need my help. 'Cause this is new information to me.
Oh, I was pretty sure we already shared
No, you kept that a secret. You kept secret everything that happened in the facility and why it blew up.
We were actually going to tell him some of
Must-
this stuff on the flight, and then shit
It
happened.
must. I mean, you can see why we were preoccupied with a lot of things. I'm sorry, I was pretty sure we told you.
Mhm.
So yes, Dalu was regarded as a construct, and well, does this explain
What kind
some?
of construct? Constructs are usually made of metal, or stone, or sand, or clay, or flesh. He wasn't made of flesh, and trust me, if it was a flesh construct, I would have recognized it as a flesh construct.
But he did not bleed.
Exactly. Constructs are physical creatures, and he was physical, but when you destroy a construct, they leave something behind. They definitely don't have souls. They are dolls. I can see the part about the spell. Constructs usually do have some kind of arcane core that...
A vessel.
I'm pretty sure you're still keeping some information away from me. What
Oh.
called him a construct? What
There was
kind of
the-
construct? What nature of a construct? What properties of a construct?
I don't really know all the details, but I can tell you that when we went down in the facility, there was this golem that regarded Dalu as a construct, and it regarded him as a gone rogue sort of construct, and it would not let him leave the facility. He had orders to, if he ever encountered such a case as Dalu, to deconstruct him and
I think.
not let him leave
so-
the facility, since he would be some sort of danger.
I think you are missing the part that he was asking about, and that's the use of the construct. And from what I remember, he said something about interplanar travel or something of the like. Astral projection, something like that.
Astral?
Not sure.
Astral?
Astral, yes, I think that was one of the words used, yes.
Astro construct was the word he used.
Astral? Well, you could have led with that. I mean, I still no idea what's
Oh
going
yes, as
on.
the experts on this topic, I'm sure we could have. But
Well, you called a biologist for an advice, so... Oh dear.
we're about to make do, right?
Right. Okay. I know jack shit about astral travel.
You know, someone
Yeah, I
else.
think we should go to the academy.
I am not certain we can go to that. Have you tried moving him? Dalu, can you move away from this place?
I'll try and move away
You start
as
moving
far as I
away
can.
and move kind of like a couple of meters away, and I go through the walls of the med bay, and then the Aether that was previously kind of like free floating goes and stops you about 5 meters away from the orb.
I don't see
Oh,
the
that's not
issue.
very far.
I don't see the issue though. Like, I'm fairly certain the orb will move along with the ship or the water that it's in.
That's one
Or
theory.
is it an intangible object and it'll pass through and just stay here?
I still think we're missing a couple details, as I've mentioned. Dalu, did you notice anything weird happening as you died and did not ascend?
Yeah, I'll portray the like event where I was floating up and then I got interacted with by some strange other wispy spirits, and I saw a pillar of light in the middle of the island, and then I got pulled down.
Wait, you saw more ghosts? Like, a bunch of ghosts?
Yes, many.
On Lemmer,
Yes,
in the jungle.
yes. I'm writing Y to be quicker now.
Yeah.
Or just plus. +1. Like,
I'm going to make a suggestion that you're not going to like. There's only one person who understands necromancy that I would trust. And you're kind of trying to work for him.
Yeah, you say for her or for him?
Means the
You
boy. I think.
didn't tell me anything about hers.
I didn't understand you
Oh, I said for
acoustically
him.
as well.
For him.
Okay.
He's right. My only fear is that he wants, or he'll just take this interesting little.
Look, based on the description, and I'm no theologist, but I do know my stories about religion. And if the soul is caught before trying to ascend, actually, now that I think about it, I think we're lucky that this happened, because generally when people die in the manner where Dalu has died, assuming he has a soul, those souls go to Said Nevek, the one-eyed god. And that didn't happen. So that's a plus. But he described ghosts bounded to something in the jungle. That sounded like a ritual to me. A spirit bounding ritual. Somebody is capturing souls and binding them to their will. And you might be really surprised to hear that, but that's not really how a reason do things. That gets
At
us in
least
trouble
not
with the
how-
Raven Queen.
At least not how most of them do it.
I mean, vampires were, and the Red Dawn was never really in league with the Raven Queen. They were more on the side of Navek.
Yeah, we have a deal. Well, no.
The Emperor sided
Both
with
against
Navek.
Nivek.
The Emperor?
Yes!
No, he used his powers, Navek's powers, to gain whatever he had.
We were reading different history books.
Apparently, I failed some classes.
His Imperial Majesty and his friends was the reason that Said Nevek failed to become the god of everything. Well, everything death related.
Right. Alright.
Anyway. We have a deal with the Raven Queen that we limit ourselves in creation of undead. And bounding spirits is not letting them pass to the afterlife, not letting them pass through the Shadowfell, the domain of the Raven Queen, and be judged and be sorted, is... well...
Yeah,
what
A
the
lucky
hell?
circumstance.
that's
Well, lucky in terms of he didn't go to Said Nevek, but I would say that is ground for the Raven Queen to send Sisters of the Veil after whoever is doing this.
Can I write down? I'm going to write down. I'll write down lizards? Question mark.
Lizards, okay. What did you see near the ghosts? Anything? Any landmarks? Any?
No, big, light tower.
Tower.
And then I'll do a lizard, comma golden spire question mark.
Make me a retroactive notice wisdom check.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Check while dead.
That's not me talking.
Cool.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. Can I switch language, please? Yeah, with an 11. It wasn't coming from the spire. It was coming from a different direction. And you did... The one thing that you like, I understand now why I might have been confused, is you did feel like you saw a large stone structure beneath that peel, like a temple zigguratty looking stone thing.
Uh-huh.
But in hindsight, it was much bigger than the ziggurat you saw. Like the one, no, not the one you saw, the one you were in with friends, and that was like half buried. The one you saw was fairly big.
Yeah.
It had a giant skull.
And that was the town where the lizard men were. And then there was the spire. Yeah.
That's where you went to the ruin. Yes, right now I'm describing what you saw when you were dead.
Oh, when I'm dead. Okay, right.
Giant temple ziggurat with a skull.
I see.
You saw.
Mm. I see.
And again,
Who would
if
benefit
that's
from-
happening, I'd still go. We need to get Master Tepes at least somewhat involved.
Who would benefit from founding souls?
That is.
That's such an open-ended list, I think.
Can you ask Dalu if he knows which direction did he see the souls?
With an 11, that's north, that's east, northwest.
Okay.
I mean, Temple of Skulls, it says on the map. Duh.
It has a skull on top.
Plus a boss fight, so
Mm.
double.
No, the boss fight.
No,
is
it's
in the
not
north.
in the temple.
There's also the Tower of Vision. Fuck. 2 towers. Tower
It's not
and
northwest.
skull
It's
temple?
just north.
Yeah, true.
Oh,
Mm.
bugger.
How about yes, we skip the next part and we, or rather you, maybe go get your master.
Well, I don't think you can get the master. You need to go to him. Does that how it works?
Wait, if we
And how
tell...
are we gonna bring this if it's maybe?
Can we? Ilona, you were like shocked that we put it in water. Can we take it out? You know that for sure. It's the spell orb.
I have no idea. My advice when something unusual happens with my experiment is do not disturb and observe. You touch the dish, you're gonna change it somehow. We've got a really balanced, I wanted to call it ecosystem, but some kind of soup in that chamber right now, and I don't know if that's why he's still here.
Okay.
One way
Yeah,
to
you
kill
can-
a ghost is to destroy its body, like the original body. Like, you find the body, you burn it with salt, and then the ghost is destroyed. His body is soup. Astral
Okay.
soup.
That's why I said if you could go and ask your master.
I can certainly try. I do. I did promise you I'm gonna keep everything I saw here to myself. I need you to expand that promise.
That... It will...
How about
Right.
Miles comes with you? I mean, at that point, now this is a different question entirely, because at that point, it's out there. It's out there. After that, I think.
I
Well,
cannot
not
make
necessarily.
Tepish not
He
talk
can-
about this.
He can probably keep stuff to himself.
Yeah, if he wants to. But if we
It's
can't
best chance we
move,
got.
if we can't move
Safely
this-
move. Yeah.
if we can't take it to the academy or to an arcane expert beyond our aptitude, then this is the best shot, and we don't know if we can move it.
You could try and lift up the ship and see what happens. Right now, I'm more concerned. What would happen if that ritual, whatever it is plucking souls out of the sky and binding it to them? And what would happen if you try to leave the barrier or the net?
Yeah.
Maybe we can move him around the island. But what happens if you try to leave?
Yep.
I have heard old stories about similar rituals. Was called soulmongering? Some other necromancer, I think. I don't remember.
Solomancy.
Miles, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Just to be on the same page, so we are informing Tepesh that there is some sort of ritual going on, probably from in the Temple of Skulls, that is binding souls, right? And that is a problem because the Red Dawn has an agreement with the Raven Queen.
Do not exploit souls.
And do not exploit souls. And also, from what we know, Temple of Skulls is a lizard infested place, right? It's a lizard city.
It's not a lizard city. It's an abandoned place.
It's abandoned. Okay.
You think it's Ilon doesn't know much about it, and he also doesn't know anything about the ziggurat you saw next to the spire, because again, this is the part he was part of and you didn't tell him about. But he's like, I really don't know much about the archaeology of Lamia. I'm pretty sure as my master knows, so he knows somebody who knows. I'm sorry, I like my petri dishes. I sit in my laboratory and I create monsters.
Mm-hmm. Right. So let's go to Tepesh. Lord Tepesh.
Yeah. So you go there. You're alone, so there's no problem for you to get there. Though by now you're getting really deep into the night at this point. But again, he's Sepish, so you're actually more like getting into the middle of his workday. And Elon is being like fairly not impatient, but a bit hurrying, like with what he's doing. Like he's not doing like the full procedure of doing things, and apparently he's being allowed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But like as you are in the mansion, you go like to the office, and he is loud in, and he's like, Master Sepish, there is a most disturbing things I have to. We must.
Lord Tepesh, we've come to you with some interesting news. I will summarize. We have discovered through a terrible accident that somewhere in the northern western part of Lamia, of this island, there is a ritual being conducted to bind souls. The way we discovered this is in an unfortunate turn of events. One of my crewmates has died, but he is a special kind of crewmate. He's not totally human. He is living magic. You said, Ilana?
You said that.
No, he said he was a living magic. I said he was regarded as a construct, but in any case, he's special, and it seems that he is still tethered to his essence here, so to speak.
So let me verify. Your friend has died and become a ghost, and that ghost told you something in the jungle is trying to bind other souls and spirits.
Correct.
That is interesting. That is quite interesting. Do you intend to pursue this investigation?
I tend to do anything that is in my power to try and bring back Dalu.
Good, good. Let's keep this information between us. We
Most certainly.
are not sure who could be behind this kind of event or tacitly approving this. Harry, are you capable of heading into the jungle? Do you have sufficient fighting force? And alone can you provide them with whatever they're missing?
I do believe we are still efficient, though we do need some time of rest. But yes, I think we could pursue this.
Good. I need you to head out there. Investigate the source of this ritual. Find out the faction affiliated with, if not responsible for. I need a face, a sigil, or even better, a name. Take this. He rattles through his desk and tosses you a small black orb. This orb will record a limited number of events within its vicinity. You catch one of those things in it, and I can send in the cavalry.
Understood.
Oh, and he opens another desk drawer, takes out long thin strip of really good looking paper, and then takes out a small as if writing implement set in it, opens it, takes out a nasty bone quill pen looking thing, presses his thumb against it, see a trickle of blood, and blood into the pen, and he draws a sigil on that piece of paper, holds it in half, hands to you. Burn it once you have the evidence.
But again, sorry, burn it once.
Burn this once you have the evidence.
Right. Record with orb, then burn.
Yes. Hurry if you can. We know not how long this ritual has been ongoing, nor how long it will continue. Avoid the eyes of others. Especially as you approach the location.
Right, stealth is a very important tool to use in your arsenal. We've learned that recently.
Good. You're dismissed. Alone, I trust you can provide them with other things that are required. Yeah, of course, yeah. I have half of the things already prepared. Good. You may leave.
I leave back to the ship and update everyone on what was discussed.
Dan?
Yeah?
It's
Yeah.
8 o'clock now.
Yeah.
I'll have to do what I mentioned. I'll have
Yeah.
to pop off. But before I go, I'd like to attempt something while I'm in this connected trap state here on the ship. I'd like to try and connect, however difficult it may be, with this space that I'm in. And maybe even though I can't go anywhere, I can still learn things. And I mainly want to do 3 things if possible. Look at, stuff to do with myself or other people. Probably the other Dalus or just so on. Out of curiosity more than anything. Lybrand and Lance's mother as kind of a time passer and trying to
Again, what are you
figure
trying
this
to
place
connect
out.
with? Which place?
I'm like trying to understand, am I a spirit, and like can I connect to this spirit realm, and I'm trying to figure out those things. And then the fourth, I would ask at some point Winnell or anyone that can talk to me to leave open a data pad that would play on a playlist different movies, so if I'm bored I can with subtitles on.
I'm afraid subtitles haven't been invented yet.
Oh no. Yeah, okay. Anyway, I unfortunately I have to go,
Okay.
but
Right.
I will
Before you
watch
go,
the
do make me
VOD.
one last mental saving throw.
Yeah, sure.
Critical fail.
Bye.
Critical failure.
You and I think like Lance. I don't know if Lance is of the nature to remain in still watch while you're waiting, but Reno definitely is. Dalu, like you try to connect to this ghosty space around you and become one with it, and kind of like meditate and focus on it, and for a moment you almost like feel your consciousness sleeping, like you're falling asleep, before you hear, "Here, I found him, brother, suffer with us," as those who are watching see black ghostly hands reach from the floor of the med bay, grab onto Dalu, and drag him out of sight. And now you can leave.
Cool. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. I'll watch the VOD.
Have a great vacation, dude. Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
But you can still
later.
watch Netflix. We'll leave it open.
Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Alright. So.
Right. So I'll play both Miles.
You're
and
not.
Bob.
No, you're not there yet. You're not. You're
Oh,
not
not
back
there.
yet.
Okay.
Winnell and Lance.
What? Is the orb still there in the water?
The orb is
spell
still
itself?
there, and you see the tether stretching down, and like a fishing line that has a fish on it.
Yeah.
Can you pull him up? No, you can't. You said.
Yeah. Let me just. Bro,
You're like,
the fuck was that?
Oh, I might pull.
We're screwed.
Well, it's gonna be creepy. I'll try to speak with Dad. not
You know that
my
speaking with dead
not
requires
my
a
dad.
corpse.
Huh? Excuse me.
You know that speaking with dead requires a corpse.
Leftovers.
There's
Soup.
something left over of a
There's-
corpse
there's-
over there. That's
There's
spelled
an
there.
atom
It
or
requires a
two.
corpse with a walking cell.
Oh, that's true. I tried it anyway. Okay. Let me check.
I should have called it speak with corpse, but or like speak with skull. Dead skull. Speak with dead intact skull.
Okay. Try to create a Discord server with Dalu and Lance and everybody. Dalu.
Here.
You need to connect.
And in the background. That's horrible, isn't it?
What the fuck? What do we do? How can we pull him back?
Miles returns.
Right, so listen.
You listen. Dalu was snatched by black hands, shadowy hands.
Well, where
But
to?
the
Why didn't you snatch him back?
Pulled through the floor.
Is the globe still has like a tether?
Yes. The spell
Yes.
orb has the tether.
And does it like it ends somewhere, or does it lead somewhere?
It disappears through the floor.
It disappears to the floor. Okay.
And if you teleport beneath the ship, I'm fairly certain it goes deeper than
Yep.
into the wall. Yes.
And it goes deeper than 5 meters. Which is fucked up. And really unfair.
Does it go straight down or somewhere else at a northwest angle?
It's
Or-
slowly being pulled in northwestern direction, yes.
Right, so time is of the essence. Listen up. I've spoken to Tepesh, and we have a mission to go and research that.
It's pretty casual.
Whatever's going on there, and
Oh
have
yeah,
evidence.
let's just mhm.
I think we need to go.
And how do you expect?
By the way.
Do we have a guide?
We have.
We are
crew.
not going to make it through this jungle without a guide.
We have.
We at least need
We now can.
Dwayne Johnson back.
Exactly. We can only take him.
Why
Well,
not
good news
the-
is that we can get pretty far in that direction through the road.
Yeah.
Much closer than our last trip.
True.
Yeah, and then we
And
have
we
no
can
one
take
who's
transport.
What?
We can take transport.
What do you mean take transport?
I mean, we can take a moving carriage. If we are not
It's
trying
on the
to
road.
be
Oh, you mean
quiet and
fast?
subtle and hunt, we can
Oh,
drive
will.
all the way to the end of the road and then plunge into the
Right.
jungle.
and then be quiet and subtle and stealthy.
Yeah.
And Bobby goes, "No, not again! How many times must I tell you? You're gonna kill us all!"
What time of the day is it? Don?
It's like 2 a.m., 3 a.m.
Wait, I need to look at this map.
I do wonder if trying to snatch Dalu's soul from a soul binding ritual counts as don't talk to Bobby unless you need to fix some important shit. I think it does, but
All the more reason to make haste, don't you think?
Well, if we go now, we don't. We're empty. We can't go today.
Different story. If it's a road where I can't lose the road, we can be at the end of it by tomorrow evening.
Really?
If you're talking about like teleporting as far as you can see, then it's not that obvious.
Yeah, I mean, just it'll still be smaller teleport. It'll not just be. But I imagine
100
teleporting
meters
as
at a
far
time.
is still a ton faster than whatever we would be walking.
And you can do that with everybody else.
No,
No,
I mean,
he
I
Oh,
go
you go alone.
by myself, speed
Oh,
jumping through the
that's
world
gonna be
along the road.
quite a trip.
Don't go alone to the jungle.
You definitely should do that in the morning. Or
Yeah, I know.
later
That's
than
why I
in the
asked
morning.
about the time. That's why I asked about the time because I need to see.
I mean, if you need alone to like, talk to people, get stuff, you can start waking up people in the middle of the night to have it ready by dawn. I'm pretty sure
People
he
work
has
here around
more
the
than
clock.
enough money that if he calls Maze Bound in the middle of the night and says, "Hey guys, wanna earn like 10,000 credits to travel down the green zone?" They're gonna go, "Yeah, 3 a.m. Yeah, we're ready."
I'm just saying we can be at the end of that road in a very quick time.
I mean, if you need Dwayne Johnson after the road, then you need to tell Alona to get him.
Right. Yeah. We'll take Dwayne Johnson, I think.
Definitely want him, yes.
Honor him.
So we're leaving in the morning. Okay, get the guys, leave in the morning.
How many people
Sounds
can you
good.
teleport maximum normally?
Dollar's dead now, so
Yeah.
I think it's 3 times my teleportation level, so 9 people plus me,
Hmm,
I think.
that's a lot.
Yes.
Oh,
Let me
does
read.
that include a Bastiladon?
so 6 people basically.
No.
You have 6 people.
No
you can take with
Bastiladons.
yourself. I mean, again, I'm not saying you should take all of them because some of them will be not very useful. But you can take more than so just wait.
We could take what's his face? The leader one, the sneaky one,
Which of the sneaky ones?
the one that hates Dalu.
You mean the one that
Hates
does
life.
hate?
Where is it? The maze bound. Who was the other sneaky one? Harvest?
Harvest was also very sneaky. She was creepy sneaky.
No. I'm gonna keep it to a minimum. I think I don't want one of them to die.
Alright.
We already have one death.
Well, consider what you need to take into this foray into the jungle.
Let's go.
Prepare, maybe plan, and we talk to Bobby after he recovers.
Nice. Would be nice.
And actually do your homework during the week. Otherwise, I'm gonna be really, really angry. And basically, next week we have a session to save Dalu's soul.
Sounds good to me.
And that's where we're
Fun
gonna pick
times
up
ahead.
next week.